Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to CSAT paper analysis. I'm taking set A to understand what type of paper came in the examination. But before that, let's talk about the analysis of it. So this year's CSAT paper was comparatively easier side as compared to last few years. So if I compare from 2023, 2023 was difficult, and this year I can say this paper was on moderate side. The main reasons were in 2023, if you guys have seen the previous year paper, you can say there were a lot of questions on number system and permutation and combination, which made that exam pretty difficult. But this year, there was no question on permutation and combination. First of all, no question was on probability. And second thing is, there were very few questions on number system. Like last year, there were questions on last digit, even remainders, but this time there are only few questions on number system. Apart from that, last year there were only few questions on arithmetic. Arithmetic involves time and work, percentage, but ratio, proportion, partnership, etc. But this time CSAT asked a lot of questions on arithmetic, and you know that in quantitative aptitude, arithmetic is pretty easy as compared to number system. So this year, arithmetic weightage was more than number system, which made this exam moderate as compared to last year, that means 2023. Now I'm going to discuss each and every question which came in this year. I'm taking care of only quantitative aptitude and logical reasoning. So let's begin. So first question is on cube. What is the least possible number of cuts required to cut a cube into 64 identical pieces? So there is a cube. Now we have to cut this cube into 64 identical pieces. So let's say the original cube volume is 64. So I can say side of original cube is 4. So this side is 4. Now I have to cut this cube whose volume is 64 into 64 identical pieces. So can I say the small cube sides will be 1 into 1 into 1, because we have to divide 64 by 64 so that we can get 64 equal cubes. So the side of a small cube is 1 and the side of bigger cube is 4. How can I make a small cube whose side is 1 from a cube whose side is 4? By making how many cuts? You can see 2, 3. If you see 1, 1, 1, 1, this is along x-axis. In the same way, if I go along y-axis, and in the same way, I have to go along z-axis. So you can say 3 cuts along x-axis, 3 cuts along y-axis, 3 cuts along z-axis. So that's why the minimum number of cuts which are required to convert this cube into 64 identical pieces is 9. 3 plus 3 plus 3, that is 9. I hope this part is clear. Let's go to next question. Next question says, in the expression 5 asterisk 4 asterisk 3 asterisk 2 asterisk 1 is chosen from these 3 symbols, and each at most 2 times. So we have to fill these gaps with few symbols out of these 3. What is the smallest non-negative value of the expression? Now we have to solve this and we have to make it a small non-negative value. Non-negative means 0 or positive. Okay. If you look at the options, the smallest value is 0. So we will try to make 0. If 0 comes, our answer would be 0. Otherwise, we will try to make 1, 2 and so on. Fine. Okay. Now we can choose a symbol at most 2 times. So if I take minus here, 5 minus 4 and one more, because I am taking negative, because negative will make the value lesser than as compared to plus or multiply. So if I solve this part only, I will get minus 7 plus 5, that is minus 2. So if anyhow, if I get plus 2 from the remaining part, minus 2 plus 2, this will become 0, because my motive is to make this expression as 0. So that's why I am doing this. Now can I make plus 2 from the remaining part? Let's see. 2. If I take this as multiplication, 2 into 1, that becomes 2, which is totally fine. So this value is coming out 2. Now I need plus. Can I take plus? Yes, we can take plus, because these 3 symbols we can use: plus, minus and multiplication. Now you can see minus has been used 2 times, satisfying our condition, which is fine. Plus only 1 time, multiply only 1 time, and the value is coming out as 0. So that's why answer will be option number D. Okay. Let's go to next question. This question is on time and work. What does it say? A certain number of men can complete a piece of work in 6 days, where k is a natural number. Okay. By what percentage should the number of men be increased so that the work can be completed in 5k days? You can see here the work is constant. And for that we have a formula, which is m1 d1 is equal to m2 d2. Right? The number of men initially we do not know, m1. The number of days 6k. m2 we do not know, d2 is 5k. So k got cancelled out. I can say m2 upon m1 is coming out as 6 by 5. Right? The question says, by what percentage should the number of men be increased? So m2 is how much more than m1? You can see 1 by 5, and in terms of 1 by 5 is 20%. A direct question on time and work. The concept uses m1 d1 is equal to m2 d2. Let's move on to next one. So there were 2 questions on time and work. One question was on concept m1 d1 m2 d2. Another question was on concept LCM method. Okay. X, Y, Z can complete a piece of work individually in 6 hours, 8 hours and 8 hours respectively. So obviously our first step would be assuming total work, which is LCM of 6, 8, 8. That is 24 units. Right? Now if you see the efficiency of X efficiency will be 24 by 6, that is 4. Y efficiency will be 24 by 8, that is 3. Z efficiency will be 24 by 8, that is 3. Fine. Moving on. However, only one person at a time can work in each hour. That means either X will work or Y will work or Z will work in 1 hour. and nobody can work for 2 consecutive hours. That means if on the first hour X is working, on the second hour X cannot work. All are engaged to finish the work. What is the minimum amount of time they will take to finish the work? Minimum time can only happen if if X works for more hours. So that's why I am doing on first hour X started the work and X completed 4 unit. On second hour anyone can work Y or Z because their efficiency is same. So 3, and on the third hour again X start working because now X can work because this condition is not getting failed. Condition says nobody can work for 2 consecutive hours. Okay. Again on 4th, 3, 5th, 4, 6th, 3. You can see how much is this is coming out, 21. So in 6 hours, 21 units of work has been done. Right. Now we need to finish 24 units. 3 units of work has been left, which is obviously done by X. So 3 units. X efficiency is 4 unit in 1 hour. So 3 units will be done in 3 by 4 hours. Which is 45 minutes. That's why answer was 6 hours 45 minutes. So this question was based on LCM method, and you have to make sure that X works for more hours, then only we can minimize the time. Let's look at another question, that is 9th. 9th says how many consecutive zeros are there at the end of integer obtained in the product 1 squared, 2 raised to the power 4, 3 raised to the power 6, 4 raised to the power 8, and so on, 25 raised to the power 50. Okay. Now, how we can get a 0? 0 means a number which is a multiple of 10. If I say a number ends with 0, I can simply say that number is a multiple of 10. And 10 is basically 2 into 5. Right? So, if I say a number is a multiple of 10, I can say that number is a multiple of 2 as well as 5. So, if we have to count number of zeros, we have to count number of 2's and number of 5's. And obviously, if you look at this expression, the number of 5's, the power of 5 will obviously less than the number of 2's. So, that's why we always look at number of 5. This type of similar question we have covered in our class also, and similar kind of question came in CSAT. So, here we have to look at number of 5. So, you can see the power is double of the number. So, power here is 4, here 6, here 8. So, 5 raised to the power 10. Next will be 10 raised to the power 20. Next will be 15 raised to the power 30, 20 raised to the power 40, and 25 raised to the power 50. Okay, let's count the number of 5. Here 10, here 20, here 30, here 40, and if you look at this, this is 5 square. So this one is 100. This is 5 raised to the power 100. So 100 plus 100. This is 200. So number of zeros here will be 200. I hope this question is clear. That question directly based on number of zeros, which depends on number of 5's. Let's move on to next one. Okay. So question says on January 1st, 2023, a person saved rupees 1. So 1st Jan, 1 rupees. On January 2nd, he saved 2 rupees more than the previous day. So that means I can say 3 rupees, right? Okay. Next, 3rd Jan, he saved rupees 2 more than that on the previous day. So that means we can say 5 rupees and so on. At the end of which date was his total saving a perfect square as well as a perfect cube? So if you look at a perfect square and a perfect cube, that means perfect square is whose power is even or multiple of 2. Perfect cube is whose power is multiple of 3. So number which is a multiple of number whose power is a multiple of 2 as well as 3, the smallest number will be x raised to the power 6, a common multiple of x square and x cube. And if you look at the smallest number is 2 raised to the power 6, that is 64. Right? And moving on, if we look at another number 3 raised to the power 6, that is 729 and so on. Now we will try to think how we can get 64 or 729 by using these values. So 1, 3, 5, I can say on 4th Jan, this will be 7, 5th Jan, because here the least number is 7th Jan. So I am calculating till 7th Jan, 9, 6th Jan, 11 and 7th Jan is 13. Let's add this thing. So this is coming out as 49. But we have to make 64. So we have to go to one another date. So on 8th Jan, 13 was on 7. So this will be 15. And 49 plus 15, that is coming out as 64. And we were looking for 64 only. So our answer will be 8th of Jan. This question was direct. You have to manually check the values, and the number required was also very small, that is 64. Let's go to the next one then. This question was is divisible by which of the following numbers? This question was very easy, because if you look at this question smartly, you can solve this question within 5 to 10 seconds. How? Let's look at. This is even. That one number is odd. Even plus odd is odd. An odd number is definitely not divisible by 2. So if you look at the 4 options, out of 4, there were 3 options when 2 was mentioned. So this option cannot be possible. This option cannot be possible. This option cannot be possible. So we can say directly option B is possible. So this question was comparatively very easy as the questions we have done till now. So if you can think smartly, you can solve this question within 5 to 10 seconds. Next. Okay, what percentage of water must be mixed with honey so as to gain 20% by selling the mixture at the cost price of honey? So basically what question setter is trying to say, you bought something at 100 rupees and you sold same thing at 100 rupees, right? But still you are getting a profit of 20%. That is only possible if you have mixed 20% impurity in it. So that's why answer was 20%. So this question was also a direct one. Next, what is the rightmost digit preceding zeros in the value of 30 raised to the power 30? Preceding zeros, that means a number before the zeros. So I can write this as this way. That means 3 raised to the power 30 into 10 raised to the power 30. This will definitely result into zeros. So we have to ignore this part. We have to solve for this 3 raised to the power 30. So we have to find out a unit digit of 3 raised to the power 30. Okay. So we know the cyclicity of 3 is You can see number starts repeating. The cyclicity of 3 is 4. That means after every fourth power, unit digit repeats. You can cross check. 3 raised to the power 6 will be 729. Right? So 3 raised to the power 30 can be written as 28 plus 2. This will result into 1 because power is a multiple of 4. This is 9. So answer is 9. A direct question on unit digit. Next. A question says 421 and 427 when divided by same number leave the same remainder 1. So that means 421 when divided by a number leaves a remainder 1. 427 divided by a number leaves remainder 1. So we can say that number divide 420 as well as 426, right? How many numbers can be used as a divisor in order to get this same remainder 1? So we have to find out a number which divide these two numbers. So this is a direct application of SCF. We have solved similar kind of question where I have discussed SCF application as well as LCM application. So this was based on SCF. So we have to take SCF of these two numbers which will come out as 6. So 6 is the number which when divide these two numbers you will get remainder as 1. But question says how many numbers can be used. So 6 is one of the number. Factors of 6 also satisfies the same condition. So you have to check the factors of 6. 6 factors is 1, 2, 3, 6. You cannot take 1 as the divisor because you have to get remainder as 1. So when you divide any number by 1, obviously remainder will be 0. So except 1, you have to consider all the 3 factors of 6. So that's why answer was 3. Okay. So intentionally this 4 option was given so that if in a hurry a student ignore this, forget to ignore this 1, he would end up marking option number D as the right answer. Okay. Let's move on to next. A can X contains 399 liters of petrol and Y contains 532 liters of diesel. They are to be bottled in bottles of equal size so that a whole of petrol and diesel would be separately bottled. So again, we have to take the HCF. This was also a direct application of SCF. Because we have to equally divide these two quantities in the bottles, right? So when you take SCF, the SCF will be 133. Now question says the bottle capacity in terms of liters is an integer. How many different bottle sizes are possible? So you have to find out different bottle sizes. This time question setter didn't ask the number of bottles, but he has asked how many bottle sizes can be possible. So what we have to do, we have to take factors of 133. 133 is 19 into 7. So the factors will be 1, 7, 19, 133. Right? So how many possibility we are getting? 4. So answer is 4. How many different bottle sizes? Size can be 1, size can be of 7, size can be of 19, and size can be of 133. Next one. Consider the following statement in respect of the sum x is equal to x plus y plus z, where x, y, z are distinct prime number, each less than 10. So we know the prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, less than 10. The unit digit of s can be 0, s can be 9, and so on. So let's try to find out all the possibility. So 2 plus 3 plus 5, that is 10. 2 plus 3 plus 7, that is 12. 2 plus 5 plus 7, that is 14. 3 plus 5 plus 7, this is 50. So you can see the unit digit can be 0. Yes. Your unit digit can be 9. No. The unit digit can be 5. Yes. So that's why answer was 1 and 3rd only. Option number C. Okay. This question was very easy. You just need to know what are prime numbers. Next. Okay. This was a question on arrangement on LR. Consider the sequence that follows a certain pattern, which one of the following complete a sequence. So how to do it? First of all, you have to count the number of alphabets present in this. So 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20. So 20 can be written as 4 into 5. Okay, you have to factorize that 20 and accordingly you have to find out the pattern. So I am dividing this as 5, 5. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. Now, if you observe, A is coming as first letter here, as well as here, as well as here. So this can be A. Now, if we try to find out a pattern, this is something like A, B, B, C, D. So this can be double A, B, C, D, A, B, C, C, D, and A, B, C, D, D. So that's why answer was A, A, C, D, option number C. So this was the pattern which was which you have to find out. That was question. This question was directly based on this concept. First of all, you have to count the number of letters, then you have to factorize it. Next. Two persons P and Q enter into a business. P puts rupees 14,000 more than Q. So Q, suppose X, P will be X plus 14,000. But P has invested for 8 months. So 8 months. And Q has invested for 10 months. So this question is based on partnership, and the partnership concept says if the time period is different, so ratio of profit is ratio of investment into time period. So we can say ratio of profit will be this. Next, if P share is 400 more than Q share out of the total profit 2000. So out of 2000, this 2000 rupees divided between P and Q such that P gets 400 more than Q. So we can find out these two numbers directly by hit and trial also, by 1200 and 800, right? So I am equating this ratio profit. This is also ratio profit. This is also ratio profit. Okay. So by equating these two, we can easily find out the value of X. Let's simplify this. This will get cancelled out 3 and 2. This will get cancelled out 5. So 8X plus 14,000 into 8. This is 15X. 7X is equal to 14,000 into 8. So X is equal to, this got cancelled out, 16,000. But we need to find out the value of P. So P is 16 plus 14, that is 30,000. So option number A, a direct question on partnership. Next, question on percentage. P salary is 20% lower than Q, which is 20% lower than R. So if I take R as 100, right? Okay, moving on. So Q salary will be 80, 20% less, and P is also 20% less. So 80 minus 16, because the 20% of 80 is 16. So that is 64. Now, by how much percentage our salary is more than P? You can see our salary is how much more? 36 with respect to 64 into 100. Let's simplify it. So 4 cancel out, 9, 16, 900 by 16, that is 56.25. Option number B. A direct question on percentage. What you have to do, you have to just assume the value of R, you can find out the value of Q, you can find out the value of P. Then a percentage change formula. Next. A number is mistakenly divided by 4 instead of multiplying by 4. Again, you can assume some number. Let's say I am assuming number as 4 only. We have to multiply this number 4 into 4, 16. But what we did, we divided this number by 4. And we got result as 1. Now, what is the percentage change in the result due to this mistake? You can see the change is of 15 rupees with respect to 16 into 100. So the question answer is 93.7. Again, a direct question on assumption. What we are doing, we are assuming some values. With the help of that, we can easily solve this question. Next. In an examination, 80% of students passed in English, 70% of students passed in Hindi, and 15% failed in both the subjects. Question on Venn diagram. So I am making Venn diagram of failed students. So the subjects were English and Hindi. You can see 80% of the student passed in English. So we can say 20% failed in English. 70% of students passed in Hindi. So we can say 30% failed in English. Hindi, sorry. And 15% failed in both. Right. So if this is 15, this whole is 20, we can say this is 5. This 30, this is 15, we can say this is 15. So what is the percent of students who failed in only one subject? You can say 15 plus 5, that is 20. A direct question on Venn diagram. We have solved similar kind of question in class also of Venn diagram. Moving on. Okay. A father said to his son, this question was pretty good as compared to other questions, or you can say a bit on difficult side also. Sorry. A father said to his son, father, son. Okay. N years back and present is. N years back, father said to his son, N years back, I was as old as you are now. So if son's present age is X, father's N years back was X years old, right? Okay. So if father's N years back is X year old, so I can say the father's present age will be X plus N, right? In the same way, if son's present age is X, son's N years back will be X minus N years old, right? I hope this part is clear. Moving on. My present age, father is saying to son, my present age is 4 times your age N years back. So I can say X plus N is equal to 4 times of X minus N. Okay. So on simplification, you will get 3x is equal to 5n. Right? Next. If the sum of present age of father and son is 130 years, that means this. So 2x plus n is equal to 130. Right? Now, what we need to find out? What is the difference of their age? Difference of their age means we have to take the difference. You can see the difference is x plus n minus x. That means we need to find out the value of n. So we got two equations, this one and this one, and we need to find out the value of n. So I will be solving for n only. Here we can say this n will be 3x upon 5. I'm right, or you can say x will be 5n upon 3. Since we are looking for x here, so that if we put x, we can directly get the value of n. So let's put this value. So 10n upon 3 plus n, that is 130, right? So 13n upon 3 is equal to 130. Get cancel out. So n will come out as 30. So that's why answer is 30 years, right? So this question is on a slightly difficult side because this you have to understand the relation between past age and the present age. If you can manage to understand this basic relation, this question will become easy. But if you couldn't, this question becomes difficult. Next. This was directly basic unit question. 1000 liter is 1 meter cube. Yes. 1 metric ton is 1000 kilogram. Yes. 1 hectare is 10,000 meter square. Yes. So that's direct answer. First, second, and third. Very easy question. Okay, x be a 2-digit number and y be another 2-digit number formed by interchanging the digits of x. So x, I am taking AB, so y will be BA. Okay, AB can be written as 10A plus B. This can be written as 10B plus A because it's a 2-digit number, right? Now it says x plus y is the greatest 2-digit number. The largest 2-digit number is 99. Now let's take the sum so that we can equate with this. So this is 11A plus 11B. So 11A plus 11B is 99. If I take 11 common, A plus B is 99. So A plus B is coming out as 9. Now what is the number of possible values of x? So let's try to find out. So the possibility which I can see is 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81. Right? So how many the possibilities of x? You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's why answer was 8. Fine. So I hope this question is also clear to everyone. That question directly based on 2-digit number concept, how we can write 2-digit number. Okay. This question says weight of 6 boys is equal to weight of 7 girls is equal to weight of 3 men is equal to weight of 4 women. If the average weight of women is 63 kg, we need to find out average weight of boys. Okay. So we can say 6B, this is equal to 4W. We know the value of W. Okay. Now on simplification, we will get the answer. So this will be 3, this will be 2, this will be 21. So B will be 42 kg. Direct question. Right. Next. How many times, this question is on clock. How many times the hour hand and minute hand coincide in a clock between 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.? So we know that hour hand and minute hand coincide only 11 times between 12-hour clock, right? How is this possible? Because what happens, this is 1, this is 2. First time they meet, first let's make the time which we are looking for. We are looking for this time, right? Next. Now we have to find out, this is 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., right? Now we need to find out how many times they coincide. So first time they will coincide at after 1, between 1 and 2. Next is, this is 11. Okay. Next, they will coincide at here 12. Generally what happens, people think they coincide at 10 and 11. So but they, between this, they coincide exactly at 12. Okay, and one more coincide between 10 and 11. So they coincides only 3 times. First coincide between 10 and 11. Another coincide is only one time between 11 to 1. So 10 to 11 one time, 11 to 1 one time, and 1 to 2 one time. Okay, that's why the total number of times they meet is only 11 times, because they meet only one time between 11 to 1. So that's why answer was 3 times. But mostly students end up marking as 4 times, because they considered 11 and 1 2 times. Next. The calendar of year 2025 is same for, okay, let's calculate. So 1st Jan 2025 is, let's say, Monday. We know the concept. For a normal year, there is a gap of 1 year, 1 day, and for a leap year, there is a gap of 2 days. Okay. So 1st Jan 2025 is Monday. So we can say 1st Jan 2026 will be Tuesday. 2027 will be Wednesday. 2028 will be Thursday. But 2029 will be Saturday, because 28 is a leap year. 2030 will be Sunday, and 2031 will be Monday. So you can see calendar started repeating. So that's why we can say answer will be 2031, which is same as 2025. A direct question on calendar. Okay, let PQRS be distinct positive integers, P and Q be odd, and RS be even. Consider the following statement. So first statement is P minus R whole square into Q into S, and we have to check whether this number is even or not. If you look at carefully, S is even. If this number is even and we multiply anything by even, we always get even number. So that's why we can say first is valid. Similarly, if you look at second is Q minus S into Q square into S. Again, S is a even number. Even multiplied by anything, we will always get even. Second is also valid. Let's look at third. Q plus R. Q is odd, R is even. Odd plus even. And this is P is again odd, S is even. So odd plus even is odd. Odd square is also odd, into odd. Answer is odd. And question says also odd. So this is also valid. That's why answer is option number D. Fine. Next. Another question on clock. So there were 2 questions on clock this year. What is the angle between the minute hand and hour hand when the clock shows 4:25 hours? So for this, there is a direct formula which is 30h minus 11 by 2m, angle between hour hand and minute hand. So put h as 4, m as 25. So this is 120. This is 137.5. So answer is 17.5. Now the catch here is, if you get answer as negative, you will consider it positive because this formula works in both ways. Because sometimes this part comes as positive, sometimes this part comes as positive. So even if you get answer like this, you will get answer as 17.5. Okay. So sometimes people consider this formula only and they end up getting minus answer. So in that case, what you have to do, you have to just ignore the negative part, because if you had solved in this way, you would have gotten answer positive only. So that's why answer was C, 17.5. Next. What is the number of fives? Again, this type of question CSAT has asked previous times also, and similar kind of question this year also came. And we have covered similar kind of question on classes also. What is the number of fives used in a numbering a 260 page book? So let's talk about first, say 99. So there is a unit place, there is a tens place. So in unit place, 5 can come 10 times. In tens place, 5 can come 10 times. So that's why from 1 to 99, 20 times, right? Because 50, 51s till 59, you can see 10 times directly coming at tens place. In the same way, you can find out for unit place. 100 to 199, again 20 times, because there will be unit place and tens place where 5 will be appearing. Okay. The main thing is this, 200s to 260. Okay. So first of all, we have to look at the tens place, the how many times it will come on tens place. So you can see 250 till 259, 10 times at tens place, right? Now let's talk about unit place. Six times. So that's why answer is 20 plus 20, 40 plus 10, 50 plus 6, 56, right? So we have to check only unit place and tens place for this kind of question. Next. Okay, this was a kind of a difficult one because you have to look at the pattern. If you can decode that pattern within 1-2 minutes, it's fine. Otherwise, you can leave this question. Let's look at the pattern. So 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2. So next series will look like 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Next series will look like 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and so on, right? Similar way, you can see the series will go on. What is the sum of first 28 terms? So we have to find out 28 terms in that sequence. This sequence will go to infinity, but we have to look at till first 28 terms. So this is 1, here number of terms is 2, here the number of terms is 3, number of terms is 4, number of terms is 5. So if I add up, this is 15. I'm finding out the number of terms initially. Then we will look at the sum. If I take another pattern, so I will get 6 more terms, because you can see. So 15 plus 6, 21. and according to this 28. So my series will I have to solve till here only. I don't have to go to further, right? Okay, now we have to find out the sum of all these numbers which are visible on the board. Let's find out the sum. Here the sum is 1, here the sum is 3, here the sum is 6, here the sum is 10, here the sum is 15, this is 21, and this is 28. So just add up these things, you will get your answer. This is 10, 10, 20, 20, 35, 56 plus 28, 84. So answer is 84. Okay. Next, a person buy 3 articles P, Q, and R. Triple three zero. If P costs 25% more than R and R costs 20% more than Q. So Q, if I take X, so R will be 1.2x and P will be 1.5x. 25% more, so that's why 1.5x. Now put these values here. (3.7x). So x will come out as 900. And what is the cost of P? So cost P is this. So 1.5 into 900, 1350. So a direct question on percentage. Okay, this was a very good question. If the sum of two-digit number AB and CD, AB plus CD is equal to 1CE, with the letters ABCD denote distinct digits, what is the value of A? Okay. Now, if you look at this part carefully, that this part says this one. A plus C is equal to 1C. And 1C is a two-digit number. Basically, it simply means 10 plus C. Right? So, A plus C is equal to 10 plus C. Can we get A plus C as 10 plus C? No, because C will get cancelled out and it will say A as 10. So, we cannot say A is 10 because A represents a digit. So, how is this practically possible? How is this sum practically possible? This is only possible if the carry is coming out here. That means something like this, carry of 1, right? So, if carry of 1 is coming out here, so we can say this 10 can be written as 1 plus 9 plus C. So, directly we can say the value of A is 9. A cannot be 10, A is 9. So, it's a very good question on a basic concept of addition. Similar kind of question CSAT has previously asked also. Next. Three numbers x, y, z are selected from the set of first 7 natural numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, such that x is greater than 2 by 3z. How many such numbers, such distinct triplets are possible? Let's try to find out the triplets. Okay. If I take z as 1, okay, z as 1, so this will be 3. If this is 3, 2y has to be 4, minimum this has to be 4. So if I take this as 4, so y will be 2. So x can be 5. So first triplet, or x can be 6, or x can be 7. So we are getting 3 triplets as of now. Now, what other thing we can take? If this is 3, I can take 2y as 6 also, because 2y represent even number. If I take 2y as 6, so y will be 3 and this will be 7. This is also valid, right? So we are getting 4 triplets and the maximum answer is also 4 triplets. So we don't have to look for another triplets, right? So answer is 4 and the triplets are these 4. Next. The cost of 4 oranges, 6 mangoes and 8 apples is equal to, let's simplify this, 4 orange plus 6 mangoes. 4 orange plus 6 mangoes plus 8 apples is equal to twice orange plus 2 mangoes plus 5 apples. Okay. So this is 4 orange, this is 2 orange. So if I subtract, I will get 2 orange, 6 mangoes, and this is 4. So we can say plus 2 mangoes, 8 apples, this is 10 apples. So I can say 2 apples, right? On simplification, I will get a relation O plus M is equal to A from the question, right? Now we have to check this statement. If you look at this statement, second says the total cost of 1 orange, 1 mango is equal to the cost of 1 apple. Second is valid. We are getting second answer directly. Now let's simplify the first one. 3 orange, 5 mangoes, 9 apples. 4 orange, 6 mangoes, 8 apples. Okay, let's simplify this. So you will again get this. So first statement is also valid, second statement is also valid. So we can say the answer will be both 1 and 2. Okay. Both 1 and 2 is the right answer. Next. Question is 32 raised to the power 5 plus 2 raised to the power 27 is divisible by. So we have to check this number is divisible by which of the following options. So let's simplify this. You can write this as this way, right? This can be written as 2 raised to the power 25 plus 2 raised to the power 27. Okay. Next, if I take 2 raised to the power 25 common, I will get 1 plus 2 square. Okay. So 2 raised to the power 25 into this is 5. 4 plus 1, 5. And this is an even number. You can see this is an even number. Even into 5. That means, can I say that number is a multiple of 10? So that's why answer is 10. It is always divisible by 10. Next. Okay. Let P and Q be positive integers satisfying P less than Q. And P plus Q is coming out as K. What is the smallest value of K that does not determine P and Q uniquely? So let's start using options. So if I take P plus Q as 3 using first option, I am getting unique value of P and Q 1 and 2. So this is not possible. If I take P plus Q as 4, I am again getting unique value of P and Q, that is 4. But if I take this, These both cases are possible, 1 and 4 and 2 and 3. So we are not getting a unique values of P and Q, and that's why the answer is 5. So question was direct. You have to just put the values from the options and find out the values of P and Q. Next. Okay. So this question one was on direction. So question says a person walks 100 meters straight from his house. So suppose 100 meters straight and turns left and walks 100 meter again, and again turns left and walks 300 meter, then turns right and walks 100 meter to reach his office. This is office. In which direction does he walk initially from his house? This is house. This point is house. That point is office. If his office is exactly in the northeast direction, you can see this office is coming out in the northeast direction because this is north, this is east. This one is northeast, right? So in which direction does he walk initially? You can see he was walking in south direction. So direct question on direction sense. Again, another question on direction sense. A person walks 100 meter westward, 100 meter west, and then turns left and walks 100 meter. He then takes 225 turn clockwise. Clockwise means this way. Clock moves in that direction, right? So 225 means 45 degree, because 180 degree, if someone is moving in this direction, if I say that person moved 180 degree, so this person will start moving in this direction, right? Now 225 is how much more than 180? That is 45. So this person is moving 45 degree more than 180, right? So this person is moving in this direction now. So in which direction is he is walking? You can say the answer is northeast. Direct question, right? Next. Question on statement and conclusion. Question says a statement is given followed by two conclusions, number 1 and 2. Consider the statement and the conclusions. Statement 1 says India is the world's largest producer of milk. And the conclusion was India is the world's largest exporter. We can't conclude that. India does not import milk. Again, we cannot conclude that. That's why answer is option number D. Neither conclusion 1 nor conclusion 2 follows. Okay, next. A question is given followed by two statements. Consider the following statements. We have to find out what are the values of M and N. So this question is on data sufficiency. There were around 8 to 10 questions on data sufficiency this year. Data sufficiency trend started from last 2 years. 2022 also there were 10 questions. Last year there were 5 questions, and this year 8 to 10 questions on data sufficiency. So you can say data sufficiency is becoming the most important topic of CSAT. The statement first says M plus N is greater than Mn and M is greater than N. So from statement alone we cannot say which will be the right answer, because there are various possibilities. One of the possibility I can show you 2 and 1. You can say 2 plus 1 is obviously greater than 2, as well as this satisfy. Another possibility 3, 1. So you will get multiple possibility from statement 1 alone. So we cannot say anything from statement 1. Fine. Next. If we talk about statement second, the product of M and N is 24. Again, there are a lot of possibilities. 1 and 24. So 24 into 1, 12 into 2, 8 into 3, 6 into 4. Again, there are a lot of possibilities of m and n. But if we combine these two statements, what will happen? You can see m is greater than n. So we have to take all these four cases. Yeah, that is totally fine for m is greater than n. So first one will be m and second one will be n. Next, m plus n is greater than mn. Mn is 24. So m plus n has to be greater than 24. So m plus n only in this case is coming out greater than 24. So that's why the unique possibilities of m and n are 24 and 1. So after combining these two, we are getting a unique answer. So that's why we can say the answer will be option number D, which says, let me show you the option. The question, option number C, the question can be answered by using both the statement together, but cannot be answered using either statement alone. So option number C is the right answer. Okay, because after combining these two statements, we could have easily answered. Next. Sorry. Again, data sufficiency question. Okay. Question says, what is the time required to download the software? The statement first says the size of software is 12 megabytes. The transfer rate is 2.4 kilobytes per second. So if we talk about statement 1 alone, we cannot answer how much time will be required. Statement 2 alone, we cannot answer, but when we combine these two statements, we can easily answer because we know the size of software as well as we know the speed. So we can easily calculate the time. So again, the answer will be option number C. After combining these two, we can answer the question, right? Next. Okay. What are the unique values of x and y? Where x and y are distinct natural numbers. So if you observe, statement 1 says x upon y is odd. So from statement 1 alone, we cannot say we are getting a unique values. I can show you with examples. 6 upon 2 is 3, that is odd. 9 upon 3, 3, that is also odd. So statement 1 say we cannot answer this question alone. So let's look at statement number second. Xy is 12. So here we are getting multiple values. Okay. Now, when we combine these two, so after combination, if you check, 12 upon 1 is 12, not possible. 6 upon 2, 3, valid hai. 4 upon 3, not possible. So we are getting unique answer, which is 6 and 2 after combining. So the answer is option number C, that is after combining we can get the right answer. Okay, next. Again, another data sufficiency question. So, and a certain amount was distributed among X, Y, and Z. Who received the least amount? X received 4 by 5 of what Y and Z together received. Okay. So to make my calculation easy, what I am doing here, I am assuming Y plus Z as 50. So X is getting 40. And we need to find out received, who received the least amount. I cannot say between Y and Z who is receiving the least. So statement 1, we cannot answer the question. Statement second says Y received 2 by 7 of what X and Z. Again, we cannot say from statement second alone. Now I'm combining these two statements. So from first statement, I got the value of X, I got the value of Y plus Z. From statement second, Y is equal to 2 by 7 of X plus Z. Let's put the value of X. So 7Y is equal to 2 into 40 plus Z. So 7y is equal to 80 plus 2z, right? Okay. From this, we can put the value of y. So 7y is equal to 80 plus 2 into 50 minus y, right? So this will be 9y is equal to 180. So y is 20. Y is 20. From first statement, z is 30. So you can say y20, z30, x is 40. So y is getting the least amount. So after combining these two statements, we are getting the right answer. Next. Again, data sufficiency. Okay. If the average marks in a class are 60, then what is the number of students in the class? Okay. The highest marks in the class are 70 and the lowest marks are 50. We cannot say anything about the number of students. Exclusion of highest and lowest marks from the class does not change the average. Yeah. Okay. Statement second alone, we cannot say anything, because if 2 marks are ignored, again we cannot say anything about the number of students. Okay. But when we combine these two, so what happens? The highest marks, we can say highest marks value is 70, the lowest marks is 50. And if you see the average of 70 plus 50, that is 60 only. So again, if I use these two statements, again I cannot say anything about the students, because highest marks was 70, lowest marks was 50. If I have excluded these two marks, obviously I will get average as 60 only, because highest mark 70 plus 50 upon 2 is 60. So if I exclude 60, I will get 60 only as the average, because average will remain same, right? So I cannot say anything about the students even after the combining these two data. So answer is option number D. Next question says there are three distinct prime numbers whose sum is a prime number. Okay, what are those three prime numbers? So first statement says their sum is less than 23. So we know the prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, and so on. If their sum is less than 23, so obviously I cannot take 23. If I take 19, even if I take remaining two numbers, I will never get sum as less than 23. If I take 17 as the number, okay, so 17 plus 3, 20 plus 2, 22. Fine, that is valid somehow. That means if I can conclude, I can take 17 as the number, right? Another thing is one of the numbers, first statement. So here we are getting multiple possibility. 2, 3. Okay, one more thing is given here is whose sum is also a prime number. The most important part is sum is also a prime number. So how we can understand from this part? If I take 2 as a number, 2 is even and remaining will be odd only, because in prime numbers there is only one number which is even, rest numbers are odd, right? So even plus odd, this comes out as even. But we need to have a sum whose sum is coming out as a prime number, and that sum cannot be 2, because sum of three numbers cannot be 2. So obviously that number will be odd only. So can we understand one thing? That means we cannot even take 2, right? I cannot take 2. Okay. So 2 is also excluded, 9 is also excluded, 23 is also excluded. Let's begin with 17. If I take 17, and even if I take the lowest numbers, 17 plus 5, 22, plus 3, 25, not possible, right? If I take 13, and if I take the least numbers, 13 plus 5, 18, plus 3, 21, but sum is not coming out as prime number. 13 plus 7, 20 plus 3, 23. But we need to have a sum less than 23. So again, 13 is not possible. Now we are left with 3, 5, 7, 11. Let's try to make any combination if we can get from these four numbers. 11 plus 5, 16 plus 3, 19. Yes, this is valid. Okay, next. 11 plus 7, 18 plus 5, 23. Not valid. Next one is 3, 5, 7. Can I make 3 plus 5 plus 7? 7 plus 12 plus 3, 15. Again, not valid. Right? So in this way, we have to think about all the possibilities, how we can get the possible combination. Okay. So from the first alone, if you look at the first alone, we are getting a unique combination, that combination of 3, 5, 11. Again, only one combination. So statement 1 is valid. Now let's check statement second. Statement second says one of the number is 5. So if I take one of the number is 5, so there can be multiple possibilities. Let's try to make this possibility work. By we can say 3 plus 5 plus 11. We can also say 5 plus 7 plus 11. Because there is no such condition that sum has to be less than 23. So when we take one of the number as 5, we are getting multiple possibilities. So second case is invalid because here we are getting multiple possibilities. So we can answer this question using statement 1 alone. Okay. So that's why answer was option number A. This was a very good question as compared to other questions of data sufficiency. Next. Is x plus y an integer? Okay, so it's an interrogative question. Interrogative question means if we are getting answer as yes or no, both are valid, but we should get a unique answer. Okay. Statement 1 says 2x plus y is an integer. So if I take x and y as in 1, 1, 2x plus y is an integer because, right? Also 1 plus 1 an integer, yes, we are getting that also valid. So using statement 1, we are getting yes answer if I take x and y as integer. If I take x as fraction, something like this, check 2 in x as 1 by 3 and y as 1 by 3. So 2 by 3 plus 1 by 3. 3 by 3, that is also 1. Statement 1 is being satisfied. But if you put this in question, 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3, that is coming out as 2 by 3. Not valid. So using statement 1, we are getting answer as yes as well as no. So we are contradicting ourselves. So that's why we cannot answer using statement 1 alone. Similar thing work will in statement number 2. Here you will get answer as yes, but here you will get answer as no, because here you are getting answer as 1 using option statement number 2, but when you go to the question x plus y as an integer, no, we are not getting x plus y as an integer. So we can say we cannot answer this question using statement 1, using statement 2. Even if we combine this question, again we can get answer as yes, because if we take x and y as integer, this case is valid, and if we take x and y are fractions, this case will be valid, but we will be getting yes as well as no. So that's why we are not getting a unique answer even after combining. So answer is option number D. So this is a very good question. I am hoping most of the people would have ended up getting it wrong, because most of the people have marked either answer as C or A. Next. A person buy 3 articles PQR for rupees 50. The price of the article Q is 16, which is the least. Yeah. So P plus Q plus R is 50. Q is 16. So we can say P plus R is 34. And how we can make it? We can make either in this way or in this way. Right? Next, first statement. We need to find out the cost of article P, right? The cost of P is not more than that of R. So P cannot be more than R. So what are the possibilities? This one or this one. That means P can be 16, P can be 17. The cost of R is not more than that of P. Again, the case. The same case. That means if I go statement wise, using first statement, the value of P is coming out 16 as well as 17. Using statement 2, the value of P is coming out 18 as well as 17. So we are not getting a unique answer using statements alone. But when we combine these two statements, we will get this answer as unique answer, right? Because P is not more than that of R is not more than that of P, that means P is equal to R. So only unique case we are getting, which is of 1717. So that's why the answer is option number C. That means when we combine these two, we can easily answer this question, right? Next. A question is given followed by two statements. Again, data sufficiency. PQRS appeared in a test. Has P scored more marks than Q? Okay. The sum of marks scored by P and Q is equal to R plus S. The sum of marks scored by P and S is more than the sum of marks scored by Q and R. Let's talk about statement number 1. Can we answer this question using statement number 1? We cannot, because question says P scored more than Q. Okay. Can we answer using statement number 2? We cannot uniquely. Okay. Now I'm combining these two. Okay. Now this is first equation, this is second equation. I'm adding these two. So if I add this to this here, I will get P plus S plus P plus Q, Q plus R plus S. So this is, you can see Q got cancelled out, S got cancelled out, 2P is greater than 2R. I can answer P is greater than R, but I cannot answer P is greater than Q even after combining. So that's why answer is option number D. Even after combining, we are not getting a unique answer. Fine. Okay, next. Again, a data sufficiency problem. Age of P and Q is less than 100 years but more than 10. If you interchange the digits of age of P, the number represents the age of Q. So P is XY, Q is YX. That means what is the difference of their ages? Statement number 1. The age of P is greater than age of Q. You cannot say anything about it. But if you look at statement second, the sum of their ages is 11 by 6 times their difference. So sum, let's do the sum. Sum will be 11x plus 11 by. Okay, I'm assuming, let's say P is greater than Q because I'm taking the difference. So either P is greater than Q or Q is greater than P. So if I get P as greater than Q, I'm assuming P as greater than Q because there is statement 1 is already given to us. I'm taking the help of that also because we are getting two cases. So instead of taking two cases, because from statement second alone, we are not getting a unique answer because we are getting two cases. P can be greater than Q, can be greater than P. So that's why I'm taking the help of statement 1. If we get a unique answer by combining these two, we can say the answer will be C. Even if we do not get the answer, we can say answer is D. Okay. So difference will be 9x minus 9 by. Fine. Okay, this 11 got cancelled out. So on simplification, 6x plus 6y, 9x minus 9y. So this will be 3x is equal to 15y. X is equal to 5y. And the only possibility is when y is 1, x is 5. So the age of P is 51 and this is 50. So after combining these two, we are getting a unique answer of P or we can a unique answer of Q. So we can easily find out the difference of their ages also. So that's why the answer is option number C. After combining these two, only we are getting a unique answer. Next. Okay, main statement is followed by four statement labeled PQRS. Choose the order pair of the statement. The first statement implies the second and two statements are logically consistent with the main statement. Main statement is this: Pradeep becomes either a director or a producer. So if Pradeep is a director, he cannot be a producer. So P and S will be connected to each other. And if Q says Pradeep is a producer, he cannot be a director. So QR will be connected with each other. So that's why option number C, both SP and RQ. Easy one. Question on board mass, interchange of operations. Plus represent, you can see minus. Minus represent, you can see multiply. Multiply represent divide. And divide represent plus. So let's apply the board mass. First we will do division. Then we will do multiplication. So this is, then we will do addition. So answer is minus 25. A very direct question on interchange of operation. Next. If P means greater than, Q means less than, R means not greater than. So I'm mentioning symbols here. R means not greater than. So that means less than equal to. S means not less than. That means greater than equal to. Right? Okay. Now we know the values of these symbols. Let's put in statements. First statement says 2x s. So 2x is greater than equal to 3y and 3x. Just a minute, there is some mistake in this. Okay, this is t also, right? T is here, that is equal to. Okay, 3x is equal to 4z. And then we have to prove 9y is greater than 8z. That we have to prove. Okay, let's see. So 3x is equal to 4z. So x is greater than equal to 2y. So यहाँ से what we can do, we can say x is equal to 4z by 3. Let's put it here. 2 into 4z by 3. So 8z is greater than equal to 9y. So question setter has said 9y is greater than 8z, but according to us, we are getting 8z greater than 9y. So this is not possible. So statement 1 is invalid. Next, statement 2, x is less than 2y, greater than 2y, sorry. Y is less than equal to z, and we have to prove x is less than equal to z. Okay, so x is less than equal to z. So if you see again, here x is greater than y. So if I say from this and try to find out the value, x is greater than 2y and y is less than 2z. So if I multiply by 2y 4z, and x is greater than 2y. So I cannot say anything about x and z. I am not able to find out any relation between x and z. So second is also invalid. So answer is option number D. I hope this part is also clear. Next, 77. In a certain code, ABCD is written as 24. So you need to know the position of these letters. Easy to decode. That is 24. And E, F, G, H. 5, 6, 7, 8. That is equal to 1680. So this code satisfies, and you need to find out the value of I, J, K, L, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 9 into 10 into 11 into 12. Answer is option number A. Also, very direct question on coding and decoding, and the logic which was used here is the position of alphabets. Next, this one again very easy question. Pot is written as top and A letter is added. Trap is written as part in the reverse order and A is being added. Similarly, arena will be represented as one A will be added extra, and this in the reverse order. So A N E R A. So very easy coding decoding questions. So answer is option number T, right? Next, 79. This question was on number series, and I can say this question is quite difficult one, because the code here used is 1 plus 1 square plus 1 cube, 2 plus 2 square plus 2 cube, and 39, 3 plus 3 square plus 3 cube. So I think this question was something most of the people have left. So I don't think ये exam में करने वाला question था. If you have left this question, totally fine, because most of the people couldn't decode this logic during the exam time. 84 is 4 plus 4 square plus 4 cube, and we need to find out 5 plus 5 square plus 5 cube. That is 155. Okay. Next. Next, the last question. In some code, PQRST represent the numbers 4, 5, 10, 12, 15. So again, a very good question on numbers. It is not known which letter represent which number, but Q minus S is equal to 2S. So first of all, I am writing PQRST here. Okay. According to this, Q is coming out as 3S, how can I make Q as 3S? So if I take S as 4, S as 4, I can get Q as 12. Or if I take S as 5, I can get Q as 15. So only these two possibilities possible because these 5 values were known to us. Next, T is equal to R plus S plus 3. Okay. Now let's try to find out. If I use S as 4, so can I say T will be R plus 7? If I take S as 5, I can say R T is R plus 8. Okay. Then what is the value of P plus R minus T? Fine. Now, if you look at this thing, according to the second case, QS coming out 15 and T is R plus 8. So definitely it is more than 8. So more than 8, it can be 10 or it can be 12. If I take T as 10, not possible then because then R will be 2. But if I take R plus 8 as 12, R will become 4, which is possible, and the remaining P will be 10. So we are getting a unique answer according to second case. Let's talk about the first case. R plus 7, so more than 7. So can I take R plus 7 as 10? No, R will be 3. Can I take R plus 7 12? If I take R plus 7 12, R will be 5. But 12 already been used here. Again, we cannot do that. Can I take R plus 7 as 15? If I take R plus 7 as 15, I have to take R as 8, but 8 is not given to us. So this case is invalid. So the unique case of PRTQ is this one. Okay. Now let's use these values. So P is 10, R is 4, and T is coming out as 12. So 14 minus 12, answer is 2. Option number B. Okay. So that was the brief discussion of CSAT questions which came this year. And if you look at the level of the questions, again, the thing which I have said initially, I am saying the same thing again. This year level was comparatively easier on side as compared to last 2 years because questions were pretty direct, especially on number system, some questions on decoding, coding and decoding, and there was no question on permutation and combination probability, which makes our CSAT difficult, but this time there were no question on permutation and combination. Even the questions which were on number system, those questions were on easier side as compared to last 2 years. So I would rate this paper as moderate. So that's all for today. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day. All the best.